How are we doing, guys? Always to be Luton 1, Leeds 2, back into the top 2, 3 points clear of Preston. Absolutely massive win. Football is both the worst thing in the world and the best thing in the world. It was just an absolute rollercoaster again. Let's just get out of this league. Seriously, let's just get out of this league. You know, that's got to be the ambition now. We've got the quality. We've got everything there to get out of the league this season. That's not me being arrogant. There's a lot of good teams in this league. It's difficult. It's a tough league to get out of. It's a horrible league to be in. Great for the neutral. It's just a horrible league to be in this. You know, every single game is tight, and we just need to get out of this league. You know, we're not going to get a better opportunity. Got a fantastic squad of players. A squad of players that, let's be totally honest, if we don't get out of the league this time around, they're not going to be in next season. This is an opportunity. This is a real, serious opportunity. And there's no reason to have any fear. Absolutely no reason to have any fear. Because the worst has happened last season. It's something I've said all season this. I'll get onto the review in a minute, but this is the thing now. We can't fear anyone in this league. We can beat anyone in this league on our day. We're showing fantastic mentality. You know, the last 6 weeks, we've shown unbelievable mentality. To take 14 points to 6 games. These are the kind of runs of form you need to put together at these kind of stages of the season, when games are coming thick and fast, when a lot of teams are dropping points. You know, there's 3 games in a week. A team that puts together a run always pulls clear. And can that be us this season? If we maintain this, or we need to maintain this, we have to maintain this, because you look at our Christmas run, I've said it before, you know, I think it's Fulham, Preston, West Brom, all very close together in a sort of a 9-day spell. We need to have a bit of a cushion going into that run of games, simple as that. Because we're going into those games needing results, it puts pressure on it, it throws us off our game. And yeah, I'm stating the obvious, I'm stating the absolute obvious, but the opportunity's there this season, and we had to realise, and if you get games like yesterday is where you realise it, you know what, the real opportunity is there this season. We've got a fantastic squad of players, moments, individuals who can create moments. You know, when things aren't going 100%, you can create moments to win us football matches. You know, we have that individual quality of that. But onto the game itself, I've just rambled for 2 minutes there. Completely unplanned. I don't know why I've done that, but I've done it anyway. So yeah, onto the game itself. I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of praise for the performance. I wasn't particularly... The performance itself, I think we played a lot better than that this season and lost games. But it's fantastic. It is fantastic that we won that game yesterday. And we've gone on this run, you know, because we haven't... I wouldn't say the performances have changed at all, you know, in terms of we've been playing well all season. Maybe not quite to the levels of what we can play, but we've played well all season. We absolutely no doubt about that. You know, statistically, in games, we've played well all season. I don't think we've particularly, you know, in this 14 points and 6 game run, we've played any better. I just think we've been a lot more streetwise. I'm going to get onto that as the review goes on. We're a lot more streetwise, and you need to be streetwise to achieve promotion. You have to be. You know, last season, second half of the season, we were not streetwise at all. We were very naive second half of last season, but now we're showing that maturity to our game. You know, we're showing that experience. We've learned from that experience so far from what we've seen. But anyway, I'm going to get on with it. So the first 30 minutes, you know, we had a lot to play, a lot of possession. I think we're getting up to sort of like 80-85% of the ball in sort of the first 20 minutes. But being honest, I don't think we really did enough with the ball. You know, considering, you know, how much of the ball we had in their half of the pitch. You know, I don't think we did enough with that ball in the first 30 minutes, being totally honest. There was no real chances. We weren't really getting into any dangerous positions. We were in control of the game. We didn't look harmed at all. You know, I don't think Luton got out of their own half. You know, they defended very well. They restricted the spaces, and we didn't really find a solution to that. I think a good thing as well to sort of talk about is the way Luton set up in this game. They set up in the 4-4-2 diamond, which I was kind of expecting from the preview. You know, they set up in that diamond, Izzy Brown at the top of it, and then Impanzu at the bottom, sort of like a holding midfielder, and it was Tunnicliffe and Shinnie either side. So it was very much sort of like 4 central midfielders, and it really did crowd out the central midfield areas. But we counteracted that with Stuart Dallas, KP, sort of playing sitting in. So it was kind of a 3-2-4-1 system to an extent. And then Pablo Hernandez, Mateus Click, Tyler Roberts, Jack Harrison was kind of like the midfield line as such, just behind Patrick Bamford. And we kind of counteracted that problem of Luton trying to play 4 central midfielders, and we went with 4 central midfielders ourselves. So we make sure we won that battle, and we absolutely 100% won that battle yesterday. I think other than a dodgy 5 minutes when Luton scores, and you know, we all thought they had got a second goal that was offside, we've controlled that football match very much so. That's what you expect of Marcelo Bielsa's team. You know, it's been the same story all season. So, you know, it's more about what we did with the ball in terms of creativity in the final third. I just thought the first 30 minutes were very wasteful and some very poor decision making. But you know, we were in control of the game, you know, at the end of the day. Maybe a little bit overcritical in that sense, but the chances start to come in a really 5-minute burst. You know, Patrick Bamford's had the chance, the ball over the top. He should score it, let's be honest, he should score it, but he keeps going. Then the shot off KP, good save off the keeper, fantastic rebound save off Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison probably should do better there, certainly in the run of form he's in. I think Tyler Roberts had one from distance as well, which was very, very well saved, and that's kind of in the 5-minute spell. And you sort of thought from that and the way we sort of dominated the game, you know, we should have gone in ahead really, we should have gone in ahead, but we didn't. But the key thing is, the difference between now and the start of this season, the end of last season, was our heads would have dropped at that point. Absolutely no doubt about it, our heads would have dropped at that point. And yeah, I think in the second half, Luton did come out and probably had the strongest moments of the game. That's sort of the start of that second half. You know, whether it's a foul or not on Lizzie Brown, I don't know. I'll be honest, at the time when I saw it, I thought absolute blatant foul, but watching it back, it's not as blatant as what has been made out. You know, I don't even need to go on about the Luton I follow. You know, we all know about that. It's just kind of glorious seeing how much we kind of piss people off. To be honest, it is pretty good, and we do it for the right reasons. You know, I think at the start of the season, I think it's a good sign when you piss opposition fans off. It's a good sign. If you're not doing that, then you're not doing well. That's simple as that. You know, opposition resent success, and that's what we've managed so far. You know, we've been very successful so far this season. 2 points a game. We maintain that, we get promoted. But it's going to be very, very difficult to maintain that. We saw it yesterday. We were playing a team that were 4 from bottom. Massive respect to them. They've made it really, really, really difficult for us. It was a horrible football match at times. It was a scrappy football match at times, and you have to give credit to Luton. They made it tough for us yesterday. Certainly, that sort of when they got the goal back, the goal they get is really disappointing. In fact, I'm not even talking about the goal he scored. You know, Ben White, what a run off Ben White. And I think, as Marcelo Bielsa says, the 80 metres between the foul and that, you know, Luton didn't really account for. I don't understand why Luton were annoyed. Whether it's a foul or not, I don't know if it's a foul or not. I'm not really going to comment on that. You know, there's 80 metres. You know, Luton didn't track Ben White at all. Ben White's gone on the run. Fantastic layup to Patrick Bamford, and he's hit it first time. Good finish into the near post. He's completely done the keeper there. I don't think the keeper was expecting the shot that early. He's fantastic finish off Patrick Bamford, and he kept going. And that's the key thing. You have to keep going. I've never doubted Patrick Bamford at all this season. You know, I have to say that. I've not doubted him at all. Last season I had my criticisms, but he's improved massively as a player. His goal scoring rate has dropped from last season, but he's improved massively as a player. You know, his mentality, his link-up play, his strength, everything's improved about him. His fitness is fantastic. You know, everything's improved about him. You know, he's played every single game so far, played practically every single minute. We wouldn't have got that last season with Patrick Bamford. His conditioning, everything's improved, as it has with Jack Harrison. It's fantastic to see. Maybe they're not our 2 outstanding players, but they're contributing this season. They're contributing. You know, even the players that we had players last season that were kind of passengers to an extent, and this season I don't think we have any passengers in that team. A big difference from last season. But yeah, on to the Luton goal. It's disappointing, the goal we can see, to be honest. I think Berra should be stopping the cross. Fantastic bit of footwork of Lizzie Brown. Great ball into the box. And again, it's another one on Luke Ayling on the back post, where I think Luke Ayling has to take a bit of responsibility as well. I know James Collins has got a height advantage, but he totally lost James Collins in sort of the time between the cross and landing on James Collins' head. He lost James Collins. Yeah, we had him, and then James Collins has kind of gone in behind him between Luke Ayling and the back post. He's found that really dangerous area where you see a lot of goals scored at this level, and he's scored it. And it's a bit of a worrying theme. You know, I think Luke Ayling's been fantastic since he's come in, but it's a slight weakness, I think, on the back post defending things in the air for Luke Ayling. I don't think he's as strong in the air as Liam Cooper, Ben White, Berardi. You know, when he's playing that centre back position. And this is not a criticism of Luke Ayling at all. I think this is more a case of, you know, it's something he can't do anything about. You know, he's not the tallest player in the world. He can't do anything about that. You know, he's naturally going to get targeted. I think maybe, could we look at, you know, when we see balls coming into the box, Ben White, Luke Ayling very, very quickly swap positions. You know, we sometimes see that off, you know, other centre back partnerships and that. And you certainly see it off Liverpool. You know, when balls come into the box, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold swap positions very, very quickly. So Van Dijk's on that back post and vice versa between Matip and Robertson. Could we try and do that? You know, because it's 3 times now in the last 3 games we've seen that happen. You know, on the back post, big chances being created, almost goals as well. You know, we saw it against QPR. QPR's only chance of the game came off Jordan Hugill, just peeling off the back of Luke Ayling. Obviously the Blackburn goal, Williams, you know, got there ahead of ahead of Ayling, and then yesterday as well. And this is not a criticism of Luke Ayling. You know, it's the end of the day. He's not the tallest, he's not the strongest. He's a fantastic player, fantastic, best fullback in the league. I thought he was fantastic again yesterday, despite the goal. I thought the way he overlapped from centre back was absolutely fantastic. But that's just something I would like to see tweaked a little bit. You know, I think that's the only way I think teams can score against us is set pieces and high crosses into the box. And yeah, it's a disappointing goal to concede, and of course going 2-1 down. Well, we thought we went 2-1 down, and thought it was a really dodgy spell for us, and that's where I see the difference from this season to last season. We would have absolutely no doubt about it, we'd have collapsed at that point. At the point of 1-1, Luton having that chance for the second goal, scoring that second goal, giving offside, we'd have panicked, we'd have gone at that point. Absolutely would have gone at that point. It would have started to feel sorry for ourselves, and we wouldn't have got that point. We wouldn't have got the one. We wouldn't even got a point. Is what I should have said. You know, we certainly wouldn't have won the game, and that's where the improvement is massive, massive, massive improvement. Not in terms of performance, in terms of the mentality of the squad. You know, the mentality. You know, I think you know, Liverpool get called mentality monsters, and we're starting to develop that as well. You know, we're starting to really, really show that strength. You know, that strength, that belief. You know, and that's one thing. You can talk about the fantastic football we play. We do play absolutely fantastic, beautiful football. But at the end of the day, it wasn't enough last season. This season, we've just took it up that step. You know, maybe we're not playing quite as fluently. You know, we're still playing very, very well, but not quite those as fluently as we did at the start of last season. But we're showing something else. We're showing something else that's much more important. Defensive ability. You know, keeping clean sheets, keeping, you know, restricting teams to very, very few chances. And it always gives you the opportunity to win football matches, you know, absolutely 100%, you know, yeah, absolutely. You know, I think you look at last season, the start of this season, I'll be honest, I was very, very critical at times. You know, I think certainly Charlton, Derby, Millwall, I was very, very critical after those post-match reviews. I got criticism, I got told I was overreacting, and maybe I was overreacting, but there's been a massive, massive change. This team is unrecognisable now compared to what it was then. Yes, it's still playing the same kind of football. Yes, it's creating roughly the same amount of chances. Yes, it's doing this, doing that. But in terms of the way we finish games, it's totally, totally different. We finish stronger in games now. Last season, start of this season, we were finishing really, really badly. Last 10-15 minutes was always a battle, always nervy. This season, we're finishing games really, really well. We always look like scoring late on, and that's a massive thing, whether it's fitness, whether it is... Because I look at the start of this season, and there was a hangover effect. You know, I know we were getting results, I know we were high up there, I know we got that Stoke performance, we got the Bristol City performance, etc, etc, and we were doing well points per game wise, but there was a hangover effect, no doubt about it. You know, the team felt sorry for itself. You know, when certain moments didn't happen for him, you know, you look at Derby, we missed that penalty, we dropped back, we conceded, we felt sorry for ourselves. Millwall, went down to 10 men. Yeah, it was the wrong decision, but we felt sorry for ourselves. That game, there was more than a result in there for us that game, even if we were down to 10 men, because Millwall were crap on that day, in that game. We had more than an opportunity to get something out of that game, and we conceded the second goal. And yeah, there's been a massive, massive change. Last season, towards the end of last season, start of this season, we were a team that felt sorry for ourselves, but this season, we're a team that battles, we're a team that fights, we're a team that finishes games fantastically well. And, you know, it's 14 points from 6 games, you know, and it's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable turnaround in mentality, and full credit to the players, full credit to Bielsa, full credit to everyone. Absolutely fantastic stuff. But yeah, going on to the game itself, I keep going off course a little bit. There's so many things I want to talk about, but we get it to 1-1, we make changes, we bring Helder Costa on. I thought Helder Costa was fantastic yesterday when he came on, made a fantastic impact on the game. He was taking on his fullback, cutting the ball back, putting the ball into the box, making things happen. He looked very, very lively yesterday. Probably his best performance in a Leeds shirt for me yesterday when he came on. He just made so much happen. He was crucial to the game. He pinned the Luton back, and he made a massive impact on the game. I have to be honest, I thought Tyler Roberts was poor yesterday. You know, I've been saying a lot about Tyler Roberts, but he probably was his poorest game in quite a while, to be fair. He came off, rightly so. Pavlo went into the middle. But for me, the star of the show yesterday was Matthijs Klich. No doubt about it. You know, he's the reason we won that game yesterday. You know, I think the performance from that point of view of us showing character was absolutely fantastic. You know, we never stopped. You know, things went against us. It turned into a scrappy game at times. We weren't at our absolute best. It's a tough place to go, Luton. You know, it is a tough place to go. And we just kept on going, kept on playing the same way we do. You know, I saw a lot on sort of like social media, why don't we shoot from distance more often? We kept to our mentality, our style of football. We kept the belief in it. You know, we just did plan A better. We kept going on, and Matthijs Klick just didn't stop. From minute 1 to minute 90, he just didn't stop. He was the heartbeat of the team yesterday. It was Matthijs Klick at his absolute best. It was a fantastic performance. I thought he dominated the football match from minute 1 to 90. You know, he was just running the football match, and you know, fantastic passing, vision, just making things happen. You know, just feeding the ball into such great areas, controlling the football match. Everything you want to see from a Bielsa central midfielder. Yes, he had chances to score. That has been picked up on. But at the end of the day, give me what Klick did yesterday any day of the week over him scoring for 30 yards. What he did yesterday in terms of dictating the football match, playing like he can play. You know, he's been fantastic last couple of games. He's been back to his best. Give me that any day of the week over a 30-yarder. You know, yes, it's a goal, but it's critical to our style of football. Absolutely critical. And yeah, you know, it's Matthijs Klick kept on going. You know, kept finding the spaces every single time. You know, certainly for the first half, when we kind of did start the game quite slowly in the first 30 minutes or so, he was dominating it for me. He was absolutely dominating it, and I thought it was a fantastic performance. And I know a lot of you won't agree with that, but for me, in terms of what I want to see from a central midfielder, it was absolutely perfect yesterday, and probably one of his best games in the Leeds shirt for me. And that might be might get a little bit of criticism on that, but for me, absolutely 100%. I thought it was one of the best performances I've seen off Matthijs Klick. And yeah, he was just so critical. And we get the second goal, and it's massive, absolutely massive. You know, the team was warriors yesterday. It was a team of warriors. You know, we just never stopped, never let our heads drop. You know, at that point when we could have gone 2-1 down, we just kept going, kept battling. Luton didn't really cause any problems going forward. They did try and push forward a little bit more in the second half, and yeah, you know, absolutely phenomenal effort last couple of games, and if we maintain this, we will go up. Absolutely no doubt about it. You know, the last 6 games, if we maintain what we've done in the last 6 games, we will go up as champions. You know, no doubt about that for me. But let me just stop there before anyone starts jumping on the comments and saying we're going up. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, we've still got a lot to do. You know, we're in a similar position this time last year. You know, we're arguably in a stronger position this time last year. You know, sort of going into Christmas when we had that big lead, massive lead at times, and we threw it away. This season we've just got to make sure we learn our lessons, and I think the last couple of games have been a big sign that we've learned our lessons. You know, we didn't do a lot wrong last season. We didn't do a lot wrong at all. You know, I think in fact up until Good Friday, we were well on course, 3 points clear. It just went wrong in those last 3 or 4 games. That's what we have to remember last season. We didn't do a lot wrong last season. We just had to find that small 1-2%. Start of the season, I didn't think we were doing that. I didn't think we did that at all. That's why I was frustrated. You know, we're making the same mistakes time and time again. But this season, the last 6 games, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. We've learned so much in such a short space of time. It's huge, massive, and so pleasing to see. You know, it was never the performances I was criticising, it was the way we finished games. The mentality questions a lot, and we're showing big answers to that, big answers, and we're getting big performances of big players. You know, Helder Costa is looking better by the game. For yesterday, we really saw the real Helder Costa yesterday. He didn't score, he didn't get an assist, you know, at the end of the day, but the performance was fantastic of Helder Costa when he came on. And yeah, you know, all in all, absolutely brilliant stuff. I've been absolutely rambled throughout this post match. Make sure you check out Joe and Conor's post matches as well, which I'm sure you will have done as they uploaded yesterday. Unlike me, he was late uploading on this occasion. Nothing new there, to be honest. But yeah, guys, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. And just to mention as well, make sure you watch out for a video that is going to be coming up in the next couple of days. Or hopefully in the next couple of days. We'll give you exclusive access to the Leeds Centenary dinner in Bradford on Thursday, and we've got some fantastic interviews from that occasion. And just make sure you watch it, guys, because if you do say so myself, it was a fantastic night, and it's very hugely enjoyable. You know, we've seen some absolute legends, and we're giving exclusive access, and make sure you check that out, guys. This is probably will be the longest ever post match, 20 minutes, but guys, so proud of the lads, no doubt about it. I'm going to leave it there, guys.